locked in here. Pickaxe is on the left, get to work. I'm kidding. Everybody have a hard hat? Everybody have a flashlight? We have our cameras out?
Oh, wow. Elaine and I have the same backpack.
You got your phone, right?
They're the same backpack.
Oh, okay.
Probably bought from the Gap.
Does anyone need to borrow a jacket?
Let me see your flashlight.
No? Okay, welcome
Night
to
court?
Hazel
Oh,
Atlas.
night court. That's pretty good.
Yeah. But there's something with the sensor, so I can't screw it all the way, or else it won't work.
Oh.
Because I was about to send it back, but oh well.
You should say that. Yeah, yeah. Solar
Yeah.
force.
Oh, okay.
Gather in here.
Oh.
Kind of fill in. We're gonna be friends right now. We're gonna group together for protection. Kind of gather if you can. The best. It's kind of hard to see with a group this size, but if you shine your flashlights up on this wall, you'll be able to see a remnant of a coal mine. Yeah, everybody's got bright lights. This is cool. I like when you guys bring your own. This is nice. Well, fine, I'll add mine. There. Oh, that's sad.
I'll turn mine off.
So this is that lignite I was talking
Is this
about.
just mine?
It's mine.
It's soft, it's flaky. Look, I can just kind of pick at it with my fingers. It comes right off. So I don't need big, heavy tools. I just have an axe or a shovel and kind of pick at it. You remember this, in the beginning I said on average our coal mines are about 3 feet tall? This doesn't look 3 feet tall, does it?
No.
No. That's because this has been collapsed. When it was an active coal mine, it was about 2 feet tall. And I can tell you that with certainty because if you pan your flashlights down, you can see the wooden post right here that used to hold that mine up. Same with right behind you.
Jeez.
Measuring that redwood post, that's about 2 feet. That's one reason why we don't take you in the coal mine tours. They wouldn't be very fun, would they?
It'd be tough.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would fit. But this gentleman's about
I'll go
6
by
feet
myself.
tall. These aren't very big, are they? Another reason is coal's pretty deadly. It releases toxic gases like carbon monoxide, methane. These are odorless, tasteless gases. You wouldn't know you're getting affected by them. You would collapse on the mine floor from lack of oxygen, and you would never come out again. That happened in the 1970s during the party time. There was a group of boys ranging from between 12 to 15 years old, about 4 of them, 3 to 4 of them. They came in to explore these abandoned mines. They never left. They collapsed on the mine floor, and they died. At that point, they were the locals were kind of sick of people coming up here and vandalize the mines, getting hurt, trashing the place, vandalize the cemetery, and now they're dying. So they said somebody needs to do something about it. And the parks took over, and the first thing we did was we sealed up or we collapsed all the coal mines. We allow this one to be right here because it's at the end of a sand mine, and you can kind of feel a breeze coming down here, right? So that's natural ventilation. That's the wind coming through these hills. If this was farther back, we probably wouldn't even take you in here. But because this coal mine's here, the first thing our miners do every morning before we even let the public come in is they walk around and they take air samples. And it's always very negligible readings because, again, this is a natural ventilation always going on. But we have coal in this mine, so we have to consider that option. We're lucky that this is right at the end because if this was farther back, we probably wouldn't even take it here. So that's the last little bit we'll see of the coal. The rest of this is going to be a sand mine, and we don't have to worry about those gases, right? Okay.
Poor like
Yeah.
Ooh. 1,040 lumens.
1,000?
Yeah, 1,040.
I think mine's just like 1,500.
Yeah. But mine has a
Yeah, so we'll walk it through there. Go and see how this might have been.
4 settings. 4,
Is it strobe?
yeah, and strobe and SOS. But I have 4 settings for just
I want to have a
lumens.
home of the rechargeable. I have a Streamlight Phone. Those are really, really nice.
We'll stop there at the end. Watch your step with the train switches. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, just please watch your step with the train switches. Probably one of the worst parts.
Check in.
Yeah, we're not going to go that.
Did you brass in?
I know, it's really sad.
Some water in there.
When we're done though, when you end up those stairs, you'll go down that way, and you'll come out the other end. That's what we're hoping for. So if you look back, we just walked down a tunnel that's called an adit, A-D-I-T. That's Latin for entrance. Kind of mining terminology here. A shaft goes up and down, an adit, sometimes they call it a drift, is a horizontal tunnel, and a stope and a slope has an angle. This always kind of blows my mind, that it looks pretty flat, doesn't it? Like relatively flat, and you haven't changed a whole bunch of elevation, but we're deeper here than we were putting on our hard hats. Because we walked into the hill. Now throughout this tour, we're going to stay on this level, but we could be 70 feet deep, we could be 300 feet deep. It just depends on really where we're standing, because the hills are going like this around us.
What's our current elevation?
Our elevation here is probably 800 feet from sea level. But as far as depth right now, we're probably about 100 feet deep. Just because there's 100 feet of rock above us.
Right.
Even though over there we would have been about 70 feet. Yeah. And we end our adit here at the shifter's office. The shifter, he's the boss. He's the foreman of the mine. He's that really clean guy in that photo I showed you earlier. His office is located right here at the end of the adit because he can see people coming and going. You can see how the trains pass by his office. So as the trains come by, he can count them. He knows his production. He knows how much money they're making. Very strategic location for the boss's office, right? You have to pass by his office to come in the mine. Can anybody guess maybe what the most important part of his office might be? Besides the flask?
Phone?
Phone, yeah. Well.
People clocking in, clocking out.
How about this sign right here?
Brass in.
Did you brass in? Any idea what that might mean?
Oh, like electricity? Like static electricity or something?
No. Kind of like where you're going with clocking in and clocking out. Every miner was given a brass tag with your employee number on it. When you came in the mine, you hung it up. And when you left the mine, you took it with you. So it's kind of like clocking in and clocking out. It's also a head count. So you know who's inside the mine. In case there's an accident, an explosion, a collapse, you know how many people are in the mine and who you need to look for. This is kind of one of those if it's not broken, don't fix it kind of methods that we still do it today. Did anybody notice a bunch of brass tags and names by the hard hats right at the entrance of the mine? My name's on there. And when I came in the mine, I flipped my tag over. I'm brassed in. And you saw me count you guys as you were walking in. And I'm going to count you guys as we're leaving. Because next to my name, I wrote the number 14. In this case is how many people I have with me. So if something happens, they look for me and 14 others. So you're brassed in with me. So as long as we listen to me, I don't need to change the number, right? Okay. So we feel safe, we feel good. It's still something you do today. If you forgot to brass in and out, you lose your job pretty quickly. And if you made it down here without brassing in, go back and brass in before you go farther. Kind of that last reminder of that sign. All right, so what are we mining in this mine?
Sand.
Sand. Yeah, this stuff. But why mine sand? Why not just go to the beach and get it, right? Isn't that full of sand?
It's not pure.
Yeah, it's different. You guys can feel this. It feels different. Or if you shine your lights on this wall right over here,
Go ahead, Al.
What?
you can see it. You see how white this is? This is 95% white silica sandstone.
Like how?
We had very poor quality coal. We have very high quality sand. For glass making, you need 75% silica. This is 95%.
Wow.
This is clear glass. This is the high-end stuff. You actually start to see that our pure white sand starts right here, and now our mine's gonna open up because we found the high-quality product we're looking for. All that stuff going back there, that's lesser quality. You guys, this is an interactive tour. If you want to take photos, feel free. If you want to touch the walls, go ahead. You can lick them, I don't care. I've had one kid. That's good. I've had one kid do that. Tastes like a sandwich?
Sandwich.
Had one kid, his dad was mad. He's like, you can't tell my kid to lick the walls. You guys didn't, so it's that kid, right? All right, so now we found what we're looking for. Our mine opens up, and we'll start heavily mining.
Touch it. I want to touch it. I want to touch it. Hmm?
It's hella wet in here. Moist. Oh, this is where they load them up.
Oh, no. Oh, there we go. That goes pretty far deep in there.
Really far deep. Oh, that's like the second level.
Correct.
Yeah, it goes.
Remember, we're standing in this part.
Oh, okay.
And we're looking up that way. So that's called a stope. S-T-O-P. I like to think of that as a steep slope. Remember, we're standing down here. And we're looking up those big rooms. To kind of give you a perspective of what's going on. And here in the haulage way, you can see that all that rock and sand is getting dragged down to here, and this would be closed. Like that one, right? So I'd have to, when the carts would come by, I'd have to come up and lift this up and fill up my carts. All that rock and sand is being held back by this metal plate. But I don't want to overfill the carts, right? Because I'll get sand everywhere. So I have to slam it shut. Fill up the next cart, slam it shut. Fill up the next cart, slam it shut. Really easy job, isn't it? Yeah. Do you see a ladder on that side? This guy's got one really big right arm. Arm wrestling champion, 1935. Did everybody get a look up there? Did you want to go up there? You want to go up there?
How do
Alright,
you
come
go
on.
up there?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a chance when you're walking by, look up.
Come on, I'll give you a boost.
Huh? I'll meet you on the other side.
I was like, this is cool. Now, trains are notoriously horrible at going around things, aren't they? kind of stuck on the track. So what happens if I have a rock fall? I can't just drive around it, can I? No, so I could get this out. This is called a mucker. That's with an M. But you can notice up here, there's this big scoop. And this thing, you can fill it with rock, and this thing would literally catapult it back to the cart behind it. So it's very loud, very dangerous machine. Sometimes they call it a widowmaker. What happens if I have my hand right here when this goes flying back?
Oh, it's gone.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I'm not married, didn't make a widow, but you guys get the idea. It's pretty cool. It's electrical powered, so it's just a bunch of car batteries in there, in the locomotion, and it's pneumatic powered for our operating mechanism up here. So that's what we have in these pipes. The little pipe we have water, and the big pipe we have compressed air. So we can just come in, plug this in, throw our rocks back, unplug, and drive on. The air we use for our tools and the water we use to spray down the walls and the floor to keep the dust from kicking up. Because you guys are only here for an hour and a half, that's fine. You're not getting affected by it. But if you were actually working in the mines, you're kicking up this very fine particulate of sand. And after a few years, about 3 years, you probably would not have a very long life after that, because you'd succumb to what's called silicosis. Sometimes they call it white lung. This is when that sand starts filling your lungs and you're not getting oxygen. It's a very dangerous job. This machine was built in 1934, and it still works. My phone doesn't last 6 months, but they can build this thing to last 80 years. Yeah, I know. It's a testament to building things to last. Yeah, you don't plan obsolescence like the phones. So we have it unplugged, so you guys are more than welcome to come up and look at it and touch it. Again, unfortunately, due to the construction, I can't take you beyond that door. But if you want to, feel free to kind of walk around and mill around here. You know, we have a few minutes that you can do that if you'd like. I do have a map of the mine if you guys are curious on how big this mine really is. I'll have it right up here. So that's right in the presentation.
Bulldozer.
Yeah, that's where the ship